Hey guys, what's up? This is Pants Our Dragon, and today I want to be doing a video on what you should be doing if your teammates are always feeding and you're stuck in elo hell. Because honestly, this question gets asked so much to me, and the truth is, if you are one of those people who kind of blame their feeding teammates and you're stuck because of them, that's kind of delusional, don't you think? If you were doing really well in all of your games, you'd eventually climb. And a good way to get out of this delusion is I want you to check your past matches and look at your KDA. And you may notice that one of these games you might have been one of these feeding teammates. So it might be kind of hypocritical to think this. I mean, they're human too, right? They make mistakes. Stop being a dick, come on. You're better than that. But anyways, that's not what this video is about, sending this message. This video is actually going to help you carry your feeding teammates. I just want to do a little rant before I started this video. And so with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so first off, I'll be using this Nautilus top game as an example when I'm doing this video, since a lot of my teammates were feeding, but I wasn't. Mind you, this is a normal game, so this is going to be probably around the same level of what you guys play in ranked. So, as you can see, teammates are feeding. Shit, what do I do? Well, honestly, just keep playing and see what happens, because throws and lower elos and all that happen so much. So anything can happen. Just keep playing your lane and keep winning it or whatever, and soon enough, you'll be the fed guy with feeding teammates. And this is probably where you're stuck. Luckily, I have all the answers to your questions. And the first step I'm going to give you, put a big emphasis on it because it's probably going to be the most important one. Show your presence around the map. Don't just split push in that top lane and hope to God something happens and try in 1v2. That probably won't happen. Instead, show up to these team fights and show how tanky and fed you are. And you know, since you're probably the one with the most gold on the team, there's a higher likely chance that you'll probably win these team fights. So yeah, I suggest roaming more if you did win your lane or whatever, and only go back if you need to pick up some farm. Just remember, you gotta show your dominance on other lanes. It's very unlikely that your feeding teammates will have a comeback. I mean, the enemy is stronger, right? So they probably won't win a 4v4 for instance, but if you're there, it's probably got a better chance of winning the team fight, right? I think so. So why not do so? Option 2, the opposite, where you just stay top lane and keep killing your laner over and over. Hey, that's a pretty good option too, if you can kill them. I'd prefer not to because, I don't know, it's kind of risky and most likely you won't be getting a lot of solo kills. And plus there's a risk of being 3-man ganked or whatever. Unless you have teleport, then you can keep going. So in my opinion, just group up with your friends and team fight with them. Otherwise, tell them to not team fight with you not there. Because they'll probably lose if you're not there, so yeah. They better not fight without you. Because you know, you're the carry, right? And you got all that power. Now this is going to be a tip for mainly bruisers, tanks, and people who build defenses. But basically analyze the enemy team, see who has the most kills or items or whatever. In this case it's going to be Tristana. And I see she's mega fed. And so what I do as a tank is buy Thornmail as fast as I can. This way, even if I am 10 kills down on her, if she still attacks me, she's going to kill herself. And so basically, I'm just hard countering her with just this item. So just try to itemize against the enemies who are fed. And also try and focus them, right? You don't want them killing your teammates. Or at least try and zone them. And yeah, generally, you want to show your presence around the map, then show it. Don't just dominate one part of the map, because if you do have those feeding teammates, then 2/3 of the map will probably be dominated by the enemy team. So try to equalize that and ease your way into dominating half the map instead of 1/3. Sometimes of course, maybe the enemy is actually just better at carrying than you, and so if you are playing a mage or something and you know they have a really fed AD carry, obviously they have more presence than you do, and you might want to avoid these team fights unless it's in your favor, 5v4s, poke them down before the team fight starts, etc. I'd say this game was a rare case because I was a tank with Thornmail versus a really fed AD carry. And now I'm just going to be talking about a little bit about bottom lane and jungle and what you should be doing if you are fed. Basically for bottom lane, once you do get that tower, you should probably rotate to mid and try and get that tower, and then that's how you kind of snowball your lead, and then you go only to bot lane for farm. Also tell your teammates to feed for you, I mean peel for you, since you're super fed. As for jungle, personally this is the best tip I can give you. If you do have a feeding teammate on, say, top lane or whatever, don't ever go to that lane. That lane is fucked. If he's 0 and 3 and he's crying for help, fuck that guy. Concentrate on the other parts of the map. Because if you do go to that top lane, what's probably going to happen is maybe the enemy laner is going to 1v2 you guys, if he's Renekton or something. Or if the enemy jungler comes, you're probably going to lose the 2v2, setting you behind even more. So fuck top lane, go try middle and bottom. Only go top lane if you are also equally as fat. So if you're like 3-0, the enemy top laner is 3-0 too, then maybe you and your top laner can actually kill that guy. Or another exception is if your other lanes are already winning, then you might as well just go to top lane, right? But if you're a really good jungler, you might think the enemy jungler might gank one of your winning lanes, so you might want to counter gank that. The decisions of the jungler is just super fucking confusing. So play something like AD carry. Unless you like PvE aspect, then that's the funnest part. Anyways, as for mid lane, I think you just get kills around the map top and bottom, but I'm not sure. But if this situation happens to you, where the enemy starts playing ARAM, and you have 2 lanes who lost, and you're the only tower that's left in mid lane, I think you just have to wave clear middle and stall the game. Yeah, that sounds like a solid plan. I think that's about right. Just let your teammates farm up and hope to God your team scales better than the other team. Hey guys, there's videos up there, guys. Bye guys.
I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't